Hey, this is Ipek Williamson. And if you really want to learn how to level up your life, you should be listening to the Time to Shine Today podcast with my good friend, Scott Ferguson.
Time to Shine Today podcast Varsity Squad. It is Scott Ferguson. We're at episode 190 with my really good friend, Ipek Williamson. And Ipek means silk in Turkish. And she's just a beautiful, beautiful soul, human being inside and out. She believes in connecting with your higher self, and she will definitely help you do that. She has the Ho'oponopono, which we're going to get into that as well, the meaning of that and how she uses that to help you level up. And she's going to really go through how you can really push yourself out of your comfort zone. So without further ado, sit back, relax, break out your notebooks, because here comes my really good friend, Ipek Williamson, a rock star coach. Let's level up. Time to Shine Today, Varsity Podcast Squad. It is Scott Ferguson, and we are going to talk about some Ho'oponopono with my really good friend, Ipek Williamson, introduced to me by another rock star, Berta Medina. And Ipek is an insight coach, listener, practitioner, and blogger. Her journey as a life coach started after 20 years of experience in the corporate world. Yuck, but I'm just kidding. We need the corporate world too. Through insight coaching, she aims to touch the lives of as many people as possible, bring out their real potential, and motivate them to take action. And Ipek, thank you so much for coming in and joining our squad. If you could introduce yourself to the squad, but first, what's your favorite color and why?
My favorite colors, there are a couple, yellow and orange.
Okay.
Because they are sun, warmth, and energy to me.
Wow, sun, warmth, and energy. And it's in your color wheel if you were to wear it, if you wear it on your clothes.
Yes.
Awesome. So let's get to the origins, kind of maybe, come from the corporate life and then really wanting to come out and level up others, if we can start there.
Yeah, sure. I started as an executive assistant worked with top executives more than 20 years in corporate environments until I have found my life purpose and started my practice as a coach. I'm a life coach, but more specifically, I am an insight coach. I help people to understand the innate potential that they have. I provide them with guidance in connecting with their higher self, because that higher self, that inner voice, has the absolute power to find answers to all questions, in my opinion. And we find those answers through the insights that will come out during our powerful coaching conversations and unleash that untapped potential together. So that's what I love to do, and that's what I do now.
So when you talk about tapping in and connecting with your higher self, and the answers will kind of come. So you're telling me that you really don't tell them what to do. You're not so much a consultant. And that's refreshing to hear, especially a lot of coaches come out of the corporate world and they want to be a consultant and they try to tell people what to do instead of, so you're saying you kind of guide them to connect with their higher self so they find their own answers with just a little bit of push from you. Did I nail that or no?
Absolutely nailed it, because what we, as a coach, I don't want to tell them what to do. I don't want to give them the fish. I want to teach them how to fish.
Right.
So that
Absolutely.
they can solve their own problems when it comes.
Got it. I got it. These what they say: give a man a fish to eat for a day, teach a man to fish, he can eat for a lifetime. Right.
Exactly.
I love that approach that you're taking.
Yeah.
So I got to ask then, like, you kind of come out of the corporate world, which you probably had a pretty decent paying job, correct?
Yes.
Not
yes,
bad.
It was.
Into the coaching world, not to say that there's not a lot of monetary gain to be made in coaching, but what does your family think about your decision to kind of level up into the coaching world and help others?
Yeah. Well, my family, especially my husband, he is the biggest support for me. He has always been supported all my decisions, and he agreed with me that a corporate world wasn't giving me the happiness, the excitement that I needed anymore. So yeah, I got support all over the place, all my family, all my friends. So I was lucky that way.
Love it. I love it. And I don't stalk you, but I've looked at you on social, and you and your hubby just seem like so happy and genuine, and
Yes.
that's refreshing to see.
Yeah,
So
thank you.
then what do you think, Ipek, makes a great coach?
Well, I connect with my clients very meaningfully. So when I get in contact with a client, I make sure I empty my mind with the help of some breathing techniques and meditation. And it's very important for me to come to a coaching conversation with a clear mind.
Right.
So I make sure I take enough time in between calls, and I don't Google people before they come.
Good for you.
To our call for the first time, because I like to listen to them telling their story with their own words.
Right.
I hold space and listen to my client with an open heart and mind without any judgment.
Right.
Just to understand and connect deeply, so that I can create an environment for my client to be vulnerable and honest, both to me and, more importantly, to themselves. Because when a client cannot open up and speak to me with 100% honesty and share all the facts that come from their reality, we cannot get where we want to get together. So you need to lay down everything without leaving anything out in order to find the right path to take together.
I love that. I love that. So when you're bringing somebody in as a possible prospect, or maybe they're even a client now, if you don't mind sharing some of the secret sauce you have, Ipek, of what do you do to help them find their blind spot?
Well, I ask the right questions. I ask powerful questions for them to really think deeply on where they are, why what is happening is happening.
Okay.
The obstacles that they keep stumbling upon, why are they happening? So I just want them to analyze deeply why they are here, where they want to go, and how they can go there. So I am like the bridge between my client here and my client who wants to be there.
Right.
So I am the bridge to take them from here to there.
You're like a rainbow. You're full of energy, so full of color, so while they're on that journey, they are like going through, it's going to suck. Some parts of it suck. I'm sorry, because they wouldn't come to you if their life is good. So if you make it good, so like follow that rainbow. That's awesome. So if I'm at a networking function, which we can do here in South Florida, also in Zooming and stuff like that, and LinkedIn, and I'm talking to somebody or communicating, how would I know that they would make a great contact, connection, or referral for Ipek?
Well, because I'm a life coach and everyone has a life, anyone could be my client.
Okay.
Of course, in case we are a good match as a coach and client. I don't believe in creating a niche for myself. If one day I say I have a niche, it would be because that niche would have emerged on its own, not because I decided that it would be the right thing to go with. So I'm open to working with anyone who would like to build their self-confidence, reach in and connect with the power of their spirituality and creativity, or reach out and be bold and courageously go after their dreams, or both. So I like a challenge. I like clients that come with tough situations. The bigger the obstacles and hurdles are, the more excited I get for being able to help them.
Love it. You think big and you go big. That's leveling up across the board. So when you're bringing somebody in to the Ipek Williamson coaching, and you're kind of have that discovery process to make sure that they want to be courageous and bold and go after their dreams and the powerful questions, is there any good question you wish they would ask you but never do?
Well, I would think, first of all, I would think they would they should have asked me, thinking about it. It's a great question, but I'm not thinking.
I'd be like, tell me about a fail.
Yes.
Tell me about something.
Well, I would.
Last
Okay,
year.
I came up with one. I would ask myself, what is your motivation to help people?
Love it.
And I would say, first of all, I will be blunt and say that I do it for very selfish reasons, because it's the best feeling in the world. It becomes an addiction after a certain point.
It does, right?
I live a happy life,
Yeah.
and I genuinely want everyone around me to experience the same. And when I see my efforts help others get better in multiple areas of their lives, it makes me extremely happy. The more I give, the more I get in the form of appreciation, love, friendship, knowledge. The list goes on and on.
Connections and everything. It happens out of it, and there's an actual love, not an intimate love, but like a love that happens between me and the clients that I coach. And it's just fantastic. And whether it's, an 8-week session or a forever session, it's like they hold that spot in your heart, right? To
absolutely
level up. That's awesome. I love that you take that approach too. And you're such a go-giver. So have you seen the movie Back to the Future?
Yes.
Okay. So let's get in that DeLorean with Marty McFly. And let's go back to the 22-year-old Ipek.
Okay.
What kind of knowledge nuggets, as we call them here at Time to Shine today, what kind of knowledge nuggets are you dropping on Ipek to help her level up, blast through, and maybe shorten her learning curve a little bit?
I would say push yourself out of your comfort zone.
Yes. Would she listen?
I don't think I would.
Me neither. Thank you for being honest. I love it. That's funny. So what keeps Ipek up at night?
What I can do more.
Yeah.
How can I help more? In which areas of life I can be more productive, and how many more people's lives I can touch.
Love that. That's fantastic. And I do the same thing. Sometimes I'm guilty of trying to reinvent the wheel when everything's working, but I'll just sit there and I'll be like, oh, is there something that I'm missing? Right. And that's that self-discovery time. So
yeah.
How do you want your dash remembered? That little line in between your incarnation date and your expiration date, your life date and death date. How do you want Ipek's dash remembered?
Yeah. I would like to be remembered as a person that made a difference in many people's lives.
Changing lives for the masses. I love it.
Yes.
One at a time, right?
Yes. Yeah. One soul at a time.
Love it. So what is your definition of a life well lived then?
That's exactly the same. Helping people and making difference, making connections, making life better for people.
Gotcha.
Everyone around me.
And Squad, I got to tell you that Ipek actually means silk in Turkish, right?
Yes.
Is that correct? Okay.
Yes.
And tell us, did you live a lot of your life in Turkey, or how did that go? And how did the migration or whatnot to Canada or the United States, how did that work out?
Well, I came to Canada when I was 34 years old.
Okay.
In 2007.
Okay.
And my life, I worked as an executive assistant when I was in Turkey too for 10 years or so. And all my family, all my friends are there, my memories, my past there. And I keep going back, and I have people coming to visit too to Canada. Yay. So yes, I never lost my connections there. I still am connected with so many family members.
That's great. That's great. Did any of that help form you into the awesome coach that you are? Like lessons that you might have picked up, because a lot of the things you're saying comes from kind of like a like Middle Eastern kind of feel of like the
Yes.
energy and stuff. And again, I served in the military, and I was over there, and
Yeah.
I wasn't the type that really went out and drank. I mean, I might have had a couple nights like that when I was in the military, but I like to go out and see culture, and a lot of stuff you're
Yeah.
seeing. It seems like you're pulling into your coaching. Is that, am
Yeah.
I seeing that correctly? Are you feeling a lot of that traditions while you're coaching?
Absolutely, absolutely. My family influenced me a lot growing up, and my grandparents and my parents especially. I grew up in a very open-minded family. I
Okay.
come from a Mediterranean culture, so we love hugging and kissing. So I grew up in an environment filled with love and close connections. That made me a very empathetic, compassionate person.
Yes.
And because of that, my family, my friends, the community I am a part of always come before success, financial gains, or materialistic ambitions. I love people. I help. I try to help just because helping is good.
And you're smiling all the time too. So,
Yes, I try.
and I gotta tell you, like I started doing the math, and like I'll be 49, and I know that you're pretty close to my age, and it's like we do good, man. We don't look it at all,
Nope,
right?
nope, nope. You're
I, lo-
good.
I love it. I love it. So, what do you think is one thing that people might misunderstand about EPEC the most?
Wow, this is a difficult one. Um, I think people think that I might be intimidating sometimes. They have difficulty feeling easy to reach out to me, which is completely wrong. I'm so reachable. I'm so open to connecting with all kinds of people from
Right.
all walks of life. I'm a people person. The person cleaning is the same as a CEO. They are all human beings to
They
me.
got
So
that heart that
I
beats the
am,
same, right?
I
Right.
am out. I'm open to
I love it.
anybody.
I love it. And it's funny sometimes, and I don't want to sound misogynistic, but like sometimes women that are in powerful situations, and even women that are from outside of the United States or Canada
Hmm.
that have that ambition can be intimidating. So that might be something I get the thing where, I'm 6'1" and I'm 260 pounds, and the people think, oh, he's a big bully. And I'm like,
Yeah,
dude, unless I'm representing my clients, I'm the biggest goofball you'll ever meet in your life. When we ever connect, you're going to be like, "Oh my gosh, Fergie is just like he's a goofball." I live by the, don't take life too seriously. You'll never make it out alive. So
absolutely.
we're all
I
going to
agree.
die. So might as well live with a smile on our face.
I agree totally because I feel like we are taking life too seriously,
Right.
more than we should.
Exactly. Exactly. Hey, everybody, we are back, and I'm with my really, really good friend, my I'm going to say this again, Pono friend.
Yes.
And before we get in the lightning round, can you maybe get into what Pono is?
Well, Ho'oponopono is a
She says it's
Hawaiian
so easy. Pono. I love it.
is a Hawaiian traditional practice, which is helping people with forgiveness and connecting with their inner child, with their inner self. And it is more like through some meditations and through some mantras that is used a lot, which being, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you, thank you.
Mm,
This mantra is a big part of Ho'oponopono, and it has some big meaning
okay.
that would take some time to explain. So I'm not going to do it at the
No, I
moment.
want to.
But
Yeah,
yeah.
let's. What we'll do is I'm going to actually kind of do some research on it myself. Send it to you before
Hmm.
I post this, and I'll put it in
Hmm.
the show notes for people. Is that fair?
That is perfectly fair.
Okay,
Yes. Yes.
great. Now we're going to move into our leveling up lightning round,
Okay.
and we have about 5 or 6 questions that I'm going to ask you. No explanations, zero explanations. I got this new buzzer here that I'm going to tap if you start giving explanations. So every one of them can be answered in like 5 seconds.
Okay.
Okay. You ready to level up?
I am.
Let's do this. What is the best leveling up advice Ipek's ever received?
Push yourself out of your comfort zone.
Love it. Share one of your personal habits that contributes to your success.
Meditation.
Yes. Other than your own website, Ipek Williamson, I just want to make sure I say this right, IpekWilliamsonCoaching.com, and of course, TimeToShineToday.com, my shameless plug.
Yeah.
What is the one website you go to maybe level up and get some good knowledge nuggets?
Well, I Google everything. And also YouTube is great.
Google.
I find everything I look for there.
Love it. So if I'm in my doldrums, not feeling it, I'm just kind of, and you notice it, you say, Fergie, read this book. What is that book?
It's The Surrender Experiment
Oh, wow.
by Michael Singer. It changed my life.
I'm going to put that in the show notes, and I'm going to read it myself. Thank you for saying that.
Yeah.
What's the most commonly used emoji when you text?
Smiley face and heart.
Love it. And who has had the biggest impact in your life?
My father.
Yeah, thank you for saying that. That's awesome. I say the same thing. Okay, now don't lie, don't bullshit me now, right? Okay, on this next question, all right?
Okay.
But physically, what age would you stay for the rest of your life if you could keep the knowledge you've got and still continue to get knowledge and learn? What age?
30.
Thank you for saying that. I'd say 32. That was like I was unstoppable then. Physically, like I'd hop up. Now it's like I got to get up, get the synovial fluid moving through my body and stuff.
Yeah.
So, what's your favorite charity and organization you like to give your time or money to?
Well, I love mental health associations. I mean, people doing mental health, and also local food banks are nice. My favorites.
Love it. Last question. You can elaborate a little bit on this one. But what is the best decade of music? 60s, 70s, 80s, or 90s?
Well, I'm going to say 80s because I was a teenager at the time, and that music.
We had here in America, we had like the big hair, don't care. Here we had like the British invasion, the Australian invasion, the Irish invasion, with like U2, Duran, stuff like that. And then you had the one name people like Michael for like Michael Jackson, Prince, Madonna. Like we had all kinds. And we had rap. Run DMC, the beginning of everything important to me was 80s. Although when I'm chilling out and relaxing, I always put the 70s music on because it reminds me of growing up with my mom and dad. Like I'll have it in the background, No,
I also like 50s music.
Yeah, like the Sakov stuff. Yes, absolutely. Yes. So how can we find you, Ipek?
I have my website, IpekWilliamsonCoaching.com, and I'm on LinkedIn. I'm very active on LinkedIn. So anybody who Googles my name would get my LinkedIn.
Yeah, and it's unique too. The Ipek parts.
Yes,
is pretty unique.
And I'm also active on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, you name it.
Love it.
All social media.
And all of those links will be in the show notes, folks. And we just had an awesome free masterclass by my really good friend Ipek, who believes in providing guidance to connect with your higher self. She's not going to consult you. She's going to coach you, and a coach will bring out the best in you, but you've actually got to put in the work. She's going to teach you how to fish. She's not going to give you a fish. She's going to teach you how to fish so you can, metaphorically eat for the rest of your life. Mm-hmm. And a coach will connect with clients in a meaningful way with an empty mind and is vulnerable and honest. And that way she can pull the drudge out of you, kind of give you some knowledge nuggets to level up so you can find your power. And she does that through asking powerful questions like, why are you here? Why do you think these obstacles are happening to you? So again, you can start pulling your power out of you. She's going to tell you to courageously go after your dreams and to push yourself out of your comfort zone. She wants to change lives to the masses, one soul at a time. She's super close with love and close connections with her family, which has really brought those values into her coaching, and those really stand out. And I'm going to say this one more time. Ho'oponopono, which help people with forgiveness and connect with inner self through meditations and other steps. And I'm going to actually research that myself and throw that in the show notes after I get the okay from Ipek that I actually understand it. And Ipek, thank you so much for coming on. You level up your health. You level up your wealth. You're just an amazingly humble, giving, beautiful person. Such a nice, kind soul. Thank you so much for coming on. I'm grateful.
Thank you very much for having me, Scott. It has been a pleasure. It's always a pleasure.
Yay. I'll talk to you soon.
Yes, thank you.
Hey, thanks so much for listening to this episode of Time to Shine Today podcast, proudly brought to you by Sutter and Nugent Real Estate Excellence, who can be reached at 561-249-7266 and online at www.sutterandnugent.com. If you're a business owner or professional who would like to be interviewed on Time to Shine Today, please visit timetoshinetoday.com/guest. If you like this episode, please subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, iHeartRadio, or wherever you get your podcasts. There's a link in the show notes to our website. Also there, you will see our recommended resources. We hope that you will support our show by supporting them. If you like what you've been listening to, it'd be great if you could just give us a 5-star rating and tell your friends how to subscribe while you're at it. I'm your host, Scott Ferguson, and until next time, let's level up. It's our time to shine.